How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dark Ride Issue 4. This is Joshua Williamson's Haunted Theme Park book, and as always, this book is really fun. This is actually the finale to the first chapter, the first plot arc of this book, and overall I was really impressed with what all they were able to get done. 4 issues is kind of what they're trying to push for new trade paperbacks. It used to be 6, but with 4 it's a little cheaper and they can come out a little more frequently. I don't know, I always felt like that was just a little quick though. But with this one, they seem to have done a lot in their first chapter, you know? And it's kind of a weird thing where it didn't feel like they were rushing it, but it really did feel like they put a lot of pieces down. They got the book to a good place to stop for the first trade and provided a good amount of intrigue for what's to come in the future. And I think Williamson did this because he had faith that he would get more issues, you know? A lot of other storytellers, you don't know exactly how long you're gonna have, and in turn you're kind of rushing to try to build a lot out. And when you try to rush and put a lot in, but then only have 4 issues as well, they can come off as rushed, right? But Williamson, you know, didn't try to overfill it, but at the same time looked at what he needed to put in and was able to get a whole lot done. But again, I think it is because he had faith that he would get a lot more issues, and from what I gather, the book's doing pretty good, so I am really looking forward to it, you know? It's more like a first chapter in a book than a first movie, you know? And overall, I did like the story, you know? I won't be doing any major spoilers, but the first half of this book or so is the wrap-up of the Night at the Theme Park section. That's the meat and potatoes, that's the cool stuff, the horror stuff, the stuff that us fans of the book really, really like. And there's cool stuff with the mascots here, and we'll see it in a little bit, but boy is there an impressive double-page splash here. It's really cool, and it does lead to a big epic revelation that is a very solid plot point to round out chapter 1 on. But even though, you know, we did all that fun amusement park at night stuff, looking back, it was only about half the issue or so we still have time to do a good epilogue, you know? That's 2 distinct tasks that, you know, a lot of other writers would have to spend 2 issues on. I'm glad he was able to make it all fit. Really cool stuff in the epilogue, though. What happens after a horrific event, but you're at a haunted theme park, and also getting to see Sam sort of, even though he grew up managing the park, start to actually think for maybe the first time if it's actually haunted. Those are some, you know, really good ideas they put into play, and I won't spoil it, but man, the ending, those last few pages, really, really good stuff, and it has me wanting to go on and read more, and I really can't wait. But that being said, I guess I'll have to. You know how I said this is the ending of the first plot arc? Well, book number 5, the beginning of plot arc 2, is gonna come out in April, so that will be like a 2-month or so wait. And yeah, it does kind of suck, but that being said, it's only 2 months. I've seen books go on much longer waits without any warning at all, so if it keeps the story and the plot and the art on track, you know, I can totally forgive it. Overall, a good finale that gets a lot done in only 1 issue, and I really did like it. That being said, if you guys want to see more of the story and the art, we'll switch to the close-up camera. I'll show you guys a little bit of the inside of the book, and I will do a little bit of analysis of the story, but again, I'll be avoiding the twist and I'll be avoiding the end bit. So without further ado, to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Dark Ride, issue number 4. Let's go ahead and bring this closer to the camera. We get the logo in a nice dark red there, little devil skull on the eye. Credits, issue 4, $3.99. And I do want to say, $3.99 is pretty much the standard price for comics right now. But a good quality book for only $3.99. I mean, the cover is still in this thicker, I think it's a cardstock. This nice thick cover, you know, a good quality item for standard price, that's pretty great. And personally, just the way things are going in comics right now, I'm just glad that the ink doesn't come off in my fingers, you know? I am gonna be curious if for chapter 2 we still get these cardstock covers, but yeah, pretty nice for, again, standard price. Skybound and Image logos in the corner, obviously. And then we get this really nice cover of Halloween as the evil queen. And overall, I really do like this. You know, the throne is very Clive Barker-esque. She's got a really nice evil queen getup on. And obviously a skull chalice. And I do like, this just against a black background would have been nice enough. But we get to see that she has an army of ghouls behind her. And they really do go all the way up until you get more shadows and more abstraction. And they kind of become smears and lines in the back. But man, this is a really nice cover. I think one of my favorites so far, if not my absolute favorite. Again, on the back, we get the Danny D. Evil on a coffin, and we get 0411, fourth issue, first printing and cover, and rated M for mature. If we crack the book open, we get the Here Rest, and then the credits with Joshua Williamson and Andrei Bressan, and all the other credits down there. And really quick, the back cover. Anyway, on the back there, we do have the ads for the upcoming issues of the book. We get this one, which is the main cover, I believe, and apparently next time we're going to see the Tunnel of Lovecraft. That's pretty cool. They're keeping up with the Disney parodies here, and I believe this artist is going to be doing a series of Halloween covers, so that should be fun, having variants that are in a big line, a whole series. And if we look on the bottom, the little characters here once again tell us when the next issue is going to be out. This time, issue 5 is April 12th, which, granted how today this issue came out in January, that's February, March, and then April. So, yeah, we are taking 2 months off, but that's not a huge break, and I've seen books go on much longer breaks without any notice. So, yeah, it sucks to have a break, but as long as they don't do too much of a break and they keep up consistent quality, I guess I totally get that. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and crack the book open. I'll show you guys a little bit of the inside. Again, I'll try to be avoiding major twists and spoilers, but I do want to show you guys a little of the book and, analyze some elements of it. Anyway, we open up with Sam there, where in the park the costume character is getting up, and he's saying, "What the heck, I know you're supposed to stay in character, but park's closed and I'm busy." And then he sees the shadows, and I really do like, and this is literally it's a double page splash for 2 and 3, so we're right in the beginning getting this, where he's suddenly surrounded by costume characters, and obviously a ton of references in classic characters here. I mean, this looks like, it could have come out of a horror video game. The guy up front, a reference to Jason there. And we get the ones that we know, and then we get, like, Plague Doctor, Werewolf, and a bunch of, like I'm not sure if that's supposed to... I mean, that looked like it could have come out of Stranger Things or something. I'm not sure if all of these are references, but they're all really cool. the astronaut with a skull in his helmet. And yeah, classic monsters. Man, this is just, it's one of those pages that, I absolutely love. Kind of like that big splash of the park itself in the first issue. But man, this one where you see, because, I knew about the 3 main costume characters, but I'm like, oh yeah, every ride would probably have one, and this is just such a nice page. I really do love that. That's cool, man. You see, they know how to impress us. But anyway, where we left our main character last time, she got the vision of her dead brother, and she says it's not real and closes her eyes and gets him to go away. And, well, that apparently works, and she's alone in a haunted house cemetery when she hears these red words. And we know that this red lettered speech bubble is something that a, certain undefined evil spirit has been using since issue 1, and that is starting to call her now, and she finds herself at the Devil's Due, the main ride in the park that has something to do with the pact between the park's owner and maybe the devil. I don't know, it might be some other evil entity there, but of course, Sam catches up with her, and they agree, hey, if I help you find your brother, will you just go away and we'll end all this and never have to worry about it again? And the two go into the Devil's Due. And I don't want to spoil too much of the sequence, and literally flipping through it, it is only a few pages long, but you really do get your money worth for this, walking through this creepy haunted house sequence. But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much of that, but we do get to see the inside of the ride there, and a climax for this plot arc happens there. Something horrific happens, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. A few other things I do want to touch on. I don't want to go too far into the afterward section, but I do like in the afterward we get this scene where Sam's talking to his sister, and he finally says this line, "You ever think this place is actually haunted?" So I do like seeing him come around, but also, granted the fact that, I won't say what it is, but a big horrific thing happened in the finale there, but Sam starts to get some text, and it turns out that's actually generating buzz, because he is in the horror business, and when something insane happens, that's actually gonna send people over, which I thought was kind of funny there as well. Anyway, overall, a really good book with, several interesting points, and again, I won't spoil the absolute ending, but I really did like that as well. It's not just, oh man, it sucks that I can't say it, but a insane horror visual towards the very end that is paired perfectly with a cool plot revelation that will set up the other issues. Man, I will not spoil it, but the last scene of this book is just so big and crazy and over the top. And yeah, I really did like where this goes, so even though it's only like the first half of the book or something like that that's in the night at the theme park section, which is really cool, I felt like we got our money's worth out of that segment and still had enough afterward that it did feel like the end of a solid chapter. And, all that in one issue, plus, one of those classic endings that makes you go, what? Wait, we have to wait 2 months? Oh, man. So yeah, definitely did enjoy this series so far. Chapter 1, definitely a winner, and I will be looking for more of these pretty soon. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll put a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Image Comics playlist. I've talked about the past issues of this series. I've also talked about a bunch of other Image stuff. For example, the Me You Love in the Dark, a really good horror comic about an artist that moves into a haunted house. And also, I've talked about James Tynion's The Closet, the single issues of those, and a bunch of other stuff. Image has put out a lot, and yeah, you'll find something cool there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Image Comics playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.